Good afternoon. It's Michael Hill at the National Weather Service with your special winter weather briefing. We're going to get started this afternoon. So we're expecting a significant windstorm to impact the area Friday night through the weekend. We'll discuss some potential northward shifts and precipitation type along with the slower timing. And then we're going to have dangerously cold temperatures and wind chills are expected during and after the winter storm event. Okay. So major windstorm expected impact of Friday. It's starting to impact the area Friday and lasting through Sunday. All precipitation types are expected, but the focus is for more of a freezing rain and sleet uh, significance for us with the power outages and travel expected. Significant and long lasting impacts are expected for a good portion of the area. A dangerous cold is expected this weekend and into early next week. Areas could see temperatures below freezing for up to 2 to 4 days after this. Okay. Expect major travel impacts and infrastructure impacts to last through at least early next week. So we have still have the greatest levels of uncertainty across the Natchez Trace area, but this area where you see the reds, especially up here in this northwestern portion of northeast Louisiana, southeast Arkansas, and into the Mississippi Delta area, we're way more confident that this area will see a significant ice storm or winter storm uh, event up this way. And as we get further down to the south and east, some of the guidance has trended more warm across the southeastern portions of the area. So we're expecting this area to be more rain. But the greatest uncertainty is where there's orange and red meet. Okay. That is where we do not know exactly where the cutoff for freezing rain and rain will be. So this is the greatest uncertainty area. That includes the Jackson metro area up through Philadelphia and just to the south of the Columbus area. So even down towards Natchez, right now, you're not in a winter storm watch or anything, but some of the guidance has uh, freezing rain all the way down well into the Natchez area. So we're gonna have some uncertainty. We'll try to hammer out the details as we get closer. So we still expect the northwestern portions of our area to see the most significant icing. The central Mississippi, this area right here where the greatest uncertainty is, there's going to be a transitional zone between just straight ice and rain. So it's going to be a hard thing to pin down over the next couple of days, but we'll get it closer pinned down as we get closer into Friday and even into Saturday morning as well. Okay. So here's the timing for the earliest reasonable onset time. Okay. So areas to the north and west, we have 3 p.m. as the earliest, but to be to be frank, we think it's going to be more towards the back end of this. So Friday evening will probably be the most likely time of arrival for up this way. Friday evening, the most likely time of arrival for our area down here in the middle portions of the area will probably sometime after midnight, early morning on Saturday. Then we think Saturday afternoon down here south of I-20 and down to the southeast. It could even be late as uh, early Sunday morning before something actually happens down this way. So we're gonna sure up the timing as we get closer. But again, the bottom line is starting Friday evening, everything should be in place, especially across the north. Then get ready to shelter in place for a significant icing event, especially across the northwest, starting on Friday evening, and you're going to last through Sunday. So we're going to have multiple rounds, multiple hours of precipitation where that ice and sleet and rain will start to stack up. So we will see some significant accumulations where the frozen precip occurs. So here's our winter storm watches. We have added a large portion of our forecast area from Columbus down to Jackson, over to Vicksburg, down to just north of Natchez, and portions of northeast Louisiana. And so this area is under a winter storm watch. This area will be upgraded. Uh, some portions of the areas will be upgraded over the next couple of days to winter storm warnings or ice storm warnings. And then areas over here to the east, like in Meridian, down to Macomb, down to Natchez, depending on how far the cold air goes, these watches may have to be extended further to the south as we get closer, as we get more guidance into the forecast. And so just be on the lookout. If you get an extension of the watch down through here from Meridian to Macomb over to Natchez, that's the reason why we're seeing more confidence in that area being added to that. So this is the area that we're the most confident in seeing some winter impacts, and is this area right through here where we have the winter storm watch. Okay, we have dangerous cold through Friday through the weekend. We're talking about wind chills from 15 degrees or colder, lows of 15 to 25, highs will be below freezing in the northwest, especially once you go below freezing. Another thing to point out with this caveat too as well, hazardous travel on roads and bridges, down trees and power lines causing power outages. Once you go ahead and start having the precipitation going, once it starts falling on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's going to stick around for a long time because we will be below freezing with that dangerous cold to at least Tuesday. So any accumulations that come up on Friday, Saturday into Sunday will be on the ground, on power lines, on surfaces through at least Tuesday. Okay, so that's why we're going to have an extended period of travel issues and possible power outages. Okay, so this is going to be a large, expansive winter storm. Just to give you an idea of how large the area is, this goes from Texas all the way to the East Coast. So this is our probability of an inch or more, a quarter inch or more of ice. Excuse me. Um, a quarter inch of ice is our winter storm warning criteria. So as you see across the Northwest into the Delta, Northeast Louisiana, Southeast Arkansas, we're already at around 75 to 80% chances of seeing a quarter inch of ice. So this area is already going to be probably meeting our winter storm criteria, ice storm criteria, in the several days out. Okay, so and then once we get to the half an inch of ice or more, as you can see, it's still in the 60s and the 60s percentiles up to the north and west, and you can see the transition zone from Jackson to Philadelphia up to Columbus. In that transition zone, that's why we added the areas of the metro area in there, because once you have that transition zone, it could be on either side of that gradient. We don't know exactly how far south it'll go or how far east it'll go. That's why we have the winter storm watch in effect for those portions along that gradient, because you can have that high end ice accumulation on that gradient as well. Okay. Now we even get to a probability of 1 inch of ice or more, and we still have nearly 50% of the Greenville and Cleveland and cross up to northeast Louisiana and southeast Arkansas. So we have more than almost a 50% chance of seeing an inch or more ice in those areas. So this could be a very devastating high-end icing event for the Delta. We're not so much focused on snow because we're going to be on the southern end of this. You can see probability of inch of snow is up to 50% across the Delta. 2 inches is around 40%. As you get further to the south, the chances go lower. So we're not really worried about snow in this one. So a major winter storm is expected to impact the area starting Friday and lasting through Sunday. All precipitation types are expected, but our focus will be on freezing rain and sleet. Expect power outages and travel impacts to last through at least early next week. Dangerous cold to begin Friday night into Saturday and lasting through early next week. Expect major travel impacts to infrastructure lasting through early next week. So we'll have more details coming up tomorrow. Thank you.